use these special ones.
Alright, who is missing Dragon Slayer?
I'd say just go by group ID. You know, like open up your raid tab and just click on people through group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think I have either. Pro needs it.
I got Sunflower.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't see
know.
anybody with Ani buff.
Nobody has Ani.
No, no, no.
What? Ah, it's Sunflower, alright.
Oh yeah, you gave most people Songflower, but I don't have either.
That's the Ani ID.
They're in disc. So we made a new channel for PTR stuff under the announcements. It's like PG-PTR under info at the top. Chat channel. The spell IDs are linked multiple times. Oh, there we go.
Let's do this.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah.
Oh man, I don't have my extended buff still. God damn it. What add-on does that so I can download it while we run?
Yeah, I need that one.
Someone have the name of the add-on? Just extend all my buffs so I
What
can
is
see
it?
all of them. So I can see all my buffs on my UI.
Can you not just target yourself this year? That's what I do.
Even less. Just everyone slots up one. I'll change it real quick. God damn, we're behind tonight. Alright, once.
So that
Quelling can tank.
Into triangle, I assume.
Light everyone up. One spot.
Nope. Good to go.
Yeah, I see Songflower and Rally.
Is that on everyone? Okay, cool. I can't see it if I have mine or not, but I trust it. Alright, so
You have it.
for most of these pulls, especially with how juiced we are, we're going to practice cleave strats pretty much through the entire instance. So a subtlety to cleave strat is if you're trying to avoid a boss mechanic that's like a frontal cone, for instance, a stun or AoE, and you have multiple tanks trying to do a cleave strat, you want to, in some instances, just stack directly on top of each other, but when possible, each tank should be fanning out just slightly, like 90 degrees at a time from each other. So that way, all the melee can cleave easily from the back, yet the tanks aren't getting their mobs hitting each other as often. So subtleties of positioning is something we're going to be practicing, and I want us to practice that here. So this is just elbow pull, and one tank on each. Let the tanks pull, pro and ult recur tanks in that order. Pulling that. We can pull them over to the right. And pretty much everything in MC is tauntable, so it's really not a concern if we're pulling aggro as long as your tanks are.
Well, that was quick.
You suck!
Yeah, I don't think we stacked those two. I wasn't paying attention, so let's practice it next time. And so this time, once again, what wiped us last week was a pet that wasn't despawned before we made warlocks. I forgot what you do to your pets to make them so they don't aggro anything.
The phase shift.
Phase shift, yeah, that thing.
Stay up top.
So pulling up is
Yeah, we
ideal.
pulled.
Yeah, no one should jump down early, basically. And if someone's mob,
We pulled because Pirpin pulled.
oh, we have mobs coming.
Yep.
Niglish
Alright.
minion.
Shit, phase shift.
There you go.
Want to pour this out, maybe?
No one touch him. That's fine. So we can get banishes
Why do I
here.
need to die?
But that's a lot of
Jam, I
mobs
would
to get
go.
banished for. Yeah. Tick gem, jump in the lava and die. Yeah.
I'm in the low.
I just hit
Quanta.
combat. I got combat.
Yeah. It's fine. It's just some of the ads. It's not the actual.
It's just this surger.
Okay. Hey, Idra, if you want, you can clean this up for us. But I say we kill it because we deserve to. Kill these spawns.
By the
We gotta burn the spawns. We gotta burn the spawns quickly when they get here. Oh wow, we got a bunch of Fire Lords. Three Fire Lords. Go ahead and just kill them. Idra on the GM account. Just target them and type .die. keep everything banished, and Idra can clean this up for us. Yeah, that guy's sloppy as fuck, but at least now we know who's causing it, so we'll talk to him and clean it.
That's a lot of slots.
Yeah, we gotta.
Almost.
Just gonna have to be able to try and click all these down. Probably still waiting for us. So, I want one of the officers to volunteer to have a conversation with the offending parties and get confirmation back from you that we all understand what we're doing wrong and that we're not gonna do it
Or
anymore.
we're gonna get rebuff.
Yeah, we'll do all that shit.
So
Where are they?
interesting
It's just a
thing,
massive waste of time, but at least we're identifying problems.
interesting thing that my imp was phase shifted before I jumped, and it still showed as a phase shift buff when I had so I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, you
Okay,
just
Where's
that's
the-
fair.
I don't see them. Did you kill them all?
Almost.
Alright, real quick, please put loot crate.
So as soon as everyone's off, just Idra quickly reapply the 2 big ones. And we'll start going for real now.
Is there an add-on where you can like maintain your buff?
I'm sure I could modify the server code to cheese it like Neckrage does. I haven't figured out how to yet. I haven't really thought it. I kind of like it being painful because it makes people accountable towards not fucking up as often. It's the best way to learn.
Thanks.
Redo chat.
Okay, get ready to pull here in about 10 seconds. So overall here, pretty simple approach through the first boss. These Fire Lords obviously create little minions, the spawns, and they replicate. So you instantly burn them down with all raid DPS. That's why we're always calling out get on the spawns. Oftentimes we'll mark the Fire Lord X and all the spawns instant get marked skull. So it's really that simple. Dog up while we're killing other stuff if possible, and we should try to we'll time the run through the instance to avoid a lot of the patrols because they're scripted in a static patrol path. So a lot of it's based off timing of when you first start the instance, but for the most part we should never get 2 dogs up at once. We should be avoiding that if possible. Slows down the run quite a bit when you're actually trying to push it. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this guy. Let's get on the ads as soon as they pop up. So a lot of these pulls I'm doing without pulled rage, and it just kills your early threat. So people all set to be mindful of that, but everything's tauntable, so it doesn't technically matter. Worst thing you can do whenever you get threat is run away. You always want to run towards the tank in almost every instance. I'm sure there's rare mechanics on some bosses where that doesn't apply, but for the most part, that's you want to do your tanks a favor and get to them since they can taunt it off you. So let's run up and grab this dog to the left that we see coming down on us. We have a marked moon. And we're so juiced here, like, it's okay if we want to have a warlock or a DPS or 2 that once they get used to it, they can help our tanks pull a little bit quicker, because we'll just instantly taunt. These Corehounds want to be faced away. Someone else can chime in on their exact mechanics since I fucked that up last week, but basically it's going to be a random ability that's put on.
May just decrease your buff group.
Moon's coming.
This dog turns around here at the front of the bridge, I believe. Is that no? Yeah, we'll grab him when he. I guess he wanders out a little further than I'm used to.
Oh lord, he coming.
Alright. So these giants are always like a hard stack. They don't really do that much extra damage. When you have 2 destroyers, or when you have a destroyer, you want to kill them first. I forgot exactly what the mechanic is, but destroyers are doing a little bit more damage than that.
dogging coming from behind. About 10 seconds.
I'll pick it up once the giant's down. Stay on the other giant though. I'm gonna delay picking up the dog if I can. So you guys kind of, the healers, Scaly in the back, you guys can walk towards the group to try and avoid picking up the... Because there's two of them technically. Yeah, we already got one. Try to avoid the second. So pull away, walk away from the dog into the mob we were just fighting.
One coming across the bridge.
Yeah, we can pick that one up when it comes to us, but we should be able to burn this dog down first. And you don't want to be in front of it. You guys need to get behind the dog. I'm doing my best to position off to the side. There you go. We can grab the next one. So warriors, first global sunders. I want to see us all practicing that. It's just common sense stuff that's going to improve the raid. It's something a lot of our guys aren't used to from even just a couple years ago on private server.
Hey, bro,
It makes too much.
Can I log off for a second and turn off DPS meter and get
Yeah.
UA?
Go ahead.
You can keep going with them. I'll be back on the play.
So Varzan, is that Mad Hatter? I don't think he's coming. Or am I getting them confused again? This is Annihilator, so you don't have to worry about. You always want to make sure you understand. I mean, eventually you'll just memorize which ones come first. But now on the Annihilators, the tanks are going to have a certain tank order that we put, and basically these guys drop threat, and it's on a timer. And so tanks try not to tank off each other because you don't want to blow through all of your taunts on each other, and then he drops threat or DPS pulls because it's just an all-out burn. So we stay in tank order on the taunt rotations for those mobs. Now the next one we're going to get is a Surger, which will charge us if you're far away from the group. So I like to go ahead and start stacking on this Firelord before we even approach the Surge. So the entire raid, including healers, starts getting up here. You jump on those Firelords, kill the ads as fast as they pop. That one stayed alive too long. If you're getting a little greedy, just still burning X. We had like 10 plus at the end there, still on X, not on the skull. Here I like to pull with a range instead of us trying to run up as a group. He should only do one charge at most, but big danger here is getting knocked in the lava. It's pretty
Stack on star.
if you don't stack properly.
Stack on star right now.
I'm gonna stay out of range for now. Till it dies.
Alright, so there's a little bit of chain pulling, that feels good. We like to stack up here on the Dark Eye node. And then I've been body pulling here. It's not. There's better ways to pull this, but basically it's a couple Surgers we're going to chew through, and we're all going to stack back up here as soon as this guy pulls. If the imps do pull, it's the tank's responsibility to walk out here and get them away from the group, and no DPS on imps if it's a fresh pull, because the tanks need time to build threat on a lot of mobs at once. Other thing with imps is like the group should be far away from them because of the AoE they do, but Fury Warriors. Yeah, good. Better stack, guys. You should not be charging. This should not be happening. You guys gotta stack.
You need to practice putting the mob into the wall.
Yeah. That was on me. I was over-explaining.
14% parry.
Yeah, parry's gonna crush us if guys aren't used to hitting from the back and the tank isn't used to positioning the back to the raid. So here, everyone just hugs tight. If, once again, I want to go over just Flame Imp strat in general, because odds are we're going to pull one eventually by accident. You guys can move into the next room. We have two Surgers. We can do them both at once as long as we stack. So this is dangerous because now we have a Surger as people are running around the corner in here. Very few are over here yet. So he's likely to charge someone, and that's likely to pull an imp if you get knocked into the imps. So that's the danger we run here. Probably would have been smart at some point to have the back half of our group who wasn't in here on the Surgers turn around and run away. That way it doesn't start charging them as you all trickle around the corner. So now it's safe, everyone can come around if you haven't already. But getting knocked into those imps there is very common whenever you mistime the Surger pulling here. We have one more Surger, I believe, and then we'll be killing an impact. So on the impacts, tanks are going to have it away from the group. Furies and Rogues even a little bit. You can weave in and out if you want to take pot shots, but if an imp pulls off the tank and runs into the group, it's the Fury's responsibility to get on top of it and do whatever's necessary to keep it away from the raid, basically. So intercept, taunt, run it off to the side or something like that, or just burn it down, obviously within context. But so Fury Warriors, it's basically your responsibility on imp pulls to keep everything from getting to the raid. It should only be one or two at a time, and it's DPS responsibilities not to light it up too fast.
Why are you
so
all
here we
out
like,
there?
yeah, back up. So this is, should be the one and only impull that happens in each run. So everyone get back even tighter, back in the corner. And I'm gonna, like, one tank runs up your poles, and I tank them pretty much out here. Now the tanks, especially in PRE-BIS, don't have a lot of AoE threat gen. So you guys got to be patient here. We're gonna be using our sapper charges on the tanks, at least for this. I think everyone else should probably save theirs for the first dog pack as soon as we run into the next room.
You want us to dynamite?
Yeah, dynamite's, well, 1 minute, right? So yeah, you can dynamite and still get off. I mean, ideally, if we were really running this fast, you would save your sapper for the dog packs, I think, and just let the tanks use it here. So anyways, I'm going to pull. Furies, remember your responsibility of keeping shit hitting the range.
Quanta, should I hurricane from range or not even?
Nice and clean. Stick right, please.
Tight hug around the corner.
Don't be afraid to use that Holy Nova, boys.
So yeah, sapper charge is 5 minutes, whereas I think iron grenade's 1. So you could use an iron grenade there, and then have your sapper up for an early dog pack. And because sapper's 5 minutes, I guess you would try to maybe do a double pull of core hounds, but we're not going to do that for tonight. We're just going to focus on single groups. So on the core hound groups, we normally do tank order here, but also all tanks are responsible, so you're just tabbing through and taunting anytime it's not in a tank.
Can
we're
you
going to
do
stack them all.
the big old boss explanation before this pull?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that too. Yeah, fuck, I didn't want to have to do all this tonight, but it looks like I'm up. Alright, so... what we're going to do is we're basically going to stack the mobs up almost on top of each other, but then the tanks are going to use that fanning principle of where I'll be in the middle facing Lucy away from the raid, and each off tank will be facing their flame waker off to left and right side of Lucy, but in a fanned out position to where the cleaves aren't hitting the main tank or each other, obviously. Melee should be able to stand in the middle of that kind of U that forms, almost exactly like they're positioned right now, but a lot closer to us, obviously, and they're going to sit there and cleave. This is a burn fight on Lucy. Now, this is a heavy decurse fight. That does a lot of damage here, so we're going to use resto pots. Basically, the entire raid's expected to use a resto pot on this pull because of the AoE curse that Lucy puts out. We're also going to have people decursing, but the resto pots should be able to do their job for at least the first 30 seconds of the fight, obviously, as long as that resto pot's ticking. After the first 30 seconds on the resto pot, what do we typically do for decurses? Can I get someone else to pick up the explanation here? But what classes do we typically prioritize, and how many people in your experience are needed? I mean, like, who's decursing?
Mages and...
we do always do both? I guess it's very comp specific.
Also, Pallies and Priests need to decurse the... I mean, dispel the mage debuff, too. So, I mean, if there's not popping their resto pot, but...
Yeah.
Everybody should.
Real quick, do you want me and Thunderclock to de-transform in order to start decursing?
Yes. Yeah, pretty much any decurse fight, you guys are going to be the first ones to shift over to. Or at least be expected to put in work on the decursing.
Alright, we seem ready to...
And Quanta can stay. Cat. It's meter top in time. Alright, we're pretty much good here. I think everyone understands the general mechanic. Someone mentioned last raid, if you pop your resto pot right on the pool, it actually syncs up to immediately remove the curses on the 5-second intervals that resto pot ticks. I'm not going to pull yet, I'll wait it. We can do a dog pack before we wait on them on the pullback. But that also puts it off in the first 30 seconds, and I don't remember when the first curse goes off. That's probably more inclined for strats where you're killing him in a 30-second fight. So let's go ahead and pull here. Tanks are just all tabbing through everything, and tanks can use like one sapper at a time here, but if we pull multiple dog packs, which is a strat we could focus on later, the idea there is everyone saves their sapper until the dogs get down to like 20%, and then you just blow everything up at once. So it minimizes the chance that DPS takes too long to kill one of them after the first one's died. The way the dog packs work are, if one dies, it'll respawn if it has an ally up. So makes pulling double packs especially hard.
X is a little healthy.
Yeah, so normally once one's dead, you just burn everything as fast as you can. But until then, you want to be tabbing through
Alright,
here, and we'll be calling out whichever one's.
Warriors, if you're not full rage right now, you're not doing it correctly.
Yeah, that's correct. Luckily, the serrated bite's going to help the tanks get a full rage bar here if you've been tanking. But yeah, a Fury Warrior should have been pulling rage there at the end of the pool. So every trash pack before a boss, a lot of warriors need to focus on pulling rage, slingshotting, and the raid needs to focus on slingshotting themselves off the last trash pack. So we're going to pull Lucy when he walks up here. We'll tank him a little in front of where that flare is, obviously, so that we don't pull this 4-hound pack. Last check on your buff. Remember that we're using a a resto pretty much as soon as the pull starts, pulling in 3.
We got dogs.
That's my fault on the pull. Fuck. I can't believe I'm that rusty.
The boss.
Just pull the dogs off to the side with off tanks. Stay on Lucy. Everyone focuses Lucy. Get ready for impending resto if you haven't already. Get ready for big decursing on the impending doom. We're focusing Lucy here. We need off tanks to pick up everything else and just move it off to the side.
25%.
Bill.
God damn it, I'm so fucking rusty. I wiped this on that.
Not over
It's
yet.
completely my fault. Yeah, I didn't have my, I guess I dragged off my bow,
10%.
my shoot gun.
Burst him down.
You didn't pull him on the initial pull.
5%.
I think
Someone
it was
else
a
must
pet.
have pulled them. Maybe it was a purple.
Yeah, my wolf set up to the left of him and it pulled.
Yeah, there was a wolf on the left that might have done it. I don't know.
Makes
But
me
it
feel
was, just,
slightly
it
better.
was just NPC pathing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shouldn't have been that close regardless. I shouldn't have exposed you to having that possibly happen. So we'll do a quick res here on Idra here, please. Get everyone up. Apologize for
They're
those.
mash, come on.
Somebody gave me GM privileges, I guess. 1 second.
Can you slash die yourself?
Wall Ajax.
I'll fix that in a second once we die. So Ulfric and I, did we survive through that because of the GM privileges, or you get?
I don't know.
I'll fix it and we'll have to relock.
Probably, yeah.
Can I get a teleport? I got released because I disconnected. It's JFL.
Will you make me a leader, Fike? I can port us. Fike. Fike. Alright, so it'll be a second until I can port us, and I need to do that relog real quick while you guys buff, so I don't have GM. Who else was it? Ulrich, will you PM me your account?
You get it?
Quanch, are you male NELF or female NELF?
GPM me in game, or what did you say?
Yeah. I'll put it in
Oh,
Discord.
fuck, yeah, I did. Okay, I see.
And again, the ad positioning was trash. You're way too far away from the boss. The ads aren't getting cleaved.
Okay, Ulrich, both of us are reset. We need to relog now. That'll kill our god mode.
Galadon's up.
So you were saying our off tanks were in bad position there on the side?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty much like right
Priority.
on top of the boss, basically.
If we're actually playing well, the priority is obviously making sure all melee's cleaving at all times, more so than minimizing a little bit of incoming damage on the tanks. And off tanks can, even if regardless of your spec, just throw on more mitigation gear since you're not typically in a threat sensitive fight there, or at least less so, I guess. And it's okay if you're taking a little bit of cleave. Okay, I should have lost god mode now, and so should Ulrich as soon as he reload.
Yep.
Alright, I think we're ready to go again. So let's clean this up a little bit. I apologize for that, guys. Basically, I was being lazy. I dragged to shoot crossbow off my tab, and so instead I body pulled. And then just put us too close to the positioning of those core hounds. It's completely a positioning issue there. That would have been a
Me
lot
and Rashadi need a port to you guys. We're stuck outside because I got disconnected in here.
Okay. GM's gonna have to do it, or Warlock once you guys zone in.
We can't zone in because we're not attuned.
Okay, Idra here. Can you take care of that, Idra? You'll have to move the GM account on here.
Yeah.
Invite him to the raid again and zone him in and all that shit.
I'm in the raid. It's J-Phil, and then it's
If you guys are stuck outside, you can also recall and then port if you've been attuned.
Server,
and then run.
server crash?
Yeah, possibly. I'm seeing.
Rip.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll reset it real quick if it really wasn't correct.
Yeah, I can't type.
We should just restart this MC from the beginning.
This is going to force us to.
Hello?
Hi. Hey there.
Hey.
Hello?
New phone, who dis?
Hopefully we're all back in MC, maybe at the start now. We'll see what happens. So it saved the instance, okay.
yeah, I'm back in now. That's good.
If we want, if majority wants to do a reset, obviously we could burn through that in 10-15 minutes if we want to do it again. But
No, let's keep this going.
I say go.
I mean, I'm already taking a deficit out of myself.
Rolled back before the wipe. Roid's buff
some-
still applied. Feels.
There's some imps blocking us to get to you. There's a few of us like back by the imp section.
We can
Oh,
summon
yeah.
you with Warlock. So.
There's like a half.
Boss is on rollback.
If you're inside MC, just hit plus and raid, and then say your group number. You'll get summoned to where the group. I don't think we have an admin in raid, and I can't dual box, so we need someone else to step up on the admin account. It's a bitch. So. Andrew was doing it.
Which was the command for teleporting people?
It's once again, it's in the Discord, but I'll type it.
Oh, okay. So there, I will check.
So yeah, dot group go, one word, and then space, and then the character you want to teleport everyone to, and you need to be the leader in your party. So we'll need to kick someone, invite you to raid, give you lead, and then you'll have to come to us.
Right, as far as I
That's
know.
why I was saying we just summon and start going again. I don't know what the coordinates are to TP to this point, but we can do that. Alright, let's go ahead and kill Imps real quick, and then we can kill summon Vlad and something to do while we wait. Alright. Healer's ready on pro. No, give us a sec. Actually, we don't have enough here. Give it a second. Summon. I don't know where everyone is. Idra, we're gonna want you on the GM account. I really need to be able to dual box, but I can't because I'm hosting the server.
Yeah, I'm going to teleport everyone. Wait a second. Don't do the imps. I will just summon everyone. But I have to I have to get the GM to the place. He got ported out to the entrance. Can I get the leader then, so I can summon everyone? On broad target.
God damn it. Just pulled a core hound. That's good.
Fun time.
Should I summon everyone if he's... or you already died?
Most of us are alive where Lucy is. You could summon us, like, you could run in here and then summon everyone. If they're dead, even if you're not near them, you can just tap on them and hit revive. .revive. If you're targeting them, they'll respawn no matter where they are.
There you go.
Cool. Thank you, Idra.
Everyone here? Alright. Do you know if there's a way to do the AoE Dragon Slayer? Because doing it one by one is... Someone did it earlier. If not more, do you know?
Maybe that was Ulthric doing it by accident. I didn't even try to.
What was it? What was that?
The AoE Dragon Slayer buff.
Oh yeah. It's cast.22888, but I don't have GM anymore. So.
Yeah, Idra can do it. Did you hear that, Idra? Or type it in Discord if you want. Alright, I'm gonna pull these packs. Let's start moving again, guys. Sorry for the delay there. So everyone on point, redo your buffs. We're burning these dogs down all at the same time. Let's make this clean all the way through mag. Alright.
Whoever has GM needs to Red's Kriegs again, please. Group 5.
Alright.
Do need some blood?
DPS is pretty slow, but it's mostly gear, I think, that's hitting us on that. 5 Sunders on each one of these is really big. Don't underestimate that with all the melee cleave we have. These serrated bites really stack up on the tanks if it takes too long, so we might wait a second for that to drop before we did like a multi-pull, but I'm just going to wait 3 more seconds and then pull this whole blood raid. Alright, tanks once again, let's go. Tanks need to be using a lot of Sunders here. I'm basically just tab cleaving and then spamming a demo shout. And then as you tab cleave, you look for something that's not on a tank and hit taunt.
Wait, no.
Seems that all the healers lost our water on the server reset there, so might need to
if you give
get some made.
Yeah, if you give Idra the spell ID, he can create it for you, or you guys can just play the game and give each other.
Just use Essence Mango, they don't disappear.
Alright, you guys have about 15 seconds for serrated if you want to drink real quick. Double check your buff.
Yeah,
we should have a lot of sappers. Do we want to try a double pull? Might as well. This
you should have no sappers because you could have used them on the boss.
That's true.
And let everybody
Alright.
just get their
We'll single
target
tank
for
these.
the first pull, and then
Alright, we're ready to pull. Tank step up. We're just doing the right side. Also, we should be practicing facing all these dogs in the same direction. So, I'll probably start marking myself, and then tanks need to try and all pull them back and stack directly on me if possible.
Moon's loose.
Okay, one's dead already.
Really sloppy focus, guys. No one's tabbing through here. So we're gonna get respawns, and the first one that respawns, everyone stops DPS. It's hard stop DPS right now. Let the tanks pick them all up. We gotta let everyone respawn before you start DPS again. That's what happens if melee gear DPS gets lazy. Just focus this one.
Yeah, melee, keep them even.
Wait on the respawns. Alright, we're there. Tanks are spread out. Get Sunders up on all of them. Triangle only has 2. Square has 2. Diamond has 4.
Moon's low. Moon's hella low.
Get off Moon, guys. Don't do that again. Get off X.
Pull it out if you
That was
have
a
to, yeah.
Tanks are tanking multiple, so it's hard. Alright, burn. We already killed one. There we go. That should have been. That's still sloppy, but it's good enough. So another problem with these really long ones is you get a huge stack of serrated fire.
Never move them away. It's
Yeah.
up to the melee to not be fucking wheelchairs and to even the mobs out.
The reason you don't move them away is because the tanks are almost always tanking multiple.
Oh, looks like boss loot disappeared on the reset too.
Sorry, you can open the GM ticket.
Open a ticket!
Buffs are fine, some serrated drop, same thing again.
Do we have 2 hunters with trap?
2.
Yeah, we got our Digger, yeah.
Remember to pull rage again.
Pull rage after this, get them stacked up, and once again, let's tank on Moon, or let's face them all towards Mac tanks. So they should be facing away from the rage. That's also going to help us quickly identify anything that pulls off of us, and you can just click it to taunt instead of tab through it.
Get off Moon.
X.
Moon's dead, burn X. Alright, clean that up. Alright, you're pulling rage at the end of that.
Fucking going ham.
Yeah, so melee DPS pulled. Everyone pulled rage. Tanks are going to have serrated drop in about 15 seconds. It's a 1 tank fight up. So everybody else is threat. I mean DPS.
I am still buffing.
So this is one of the few tanks where the tank's going to go pretty heavy mitigation to survive through only having 1 trank shot as well as just general.
We have
rage.
2, right? Oh, well, me and Unctom should have it.
Danger here got the tome, I think, too.
He deleted the item to server reset.
Alright guys,
Didn't get it.
we're going to get ready to pull here in a second. Rage is a tick.
Alright, I'll take first trank.
Yeah,
Pulling in 10 seconds. Alright, pulling in 3, 1. So I can't see if I have a fear ward on me yet, but if I don't, I need a dwarf to throw it on there. But I can also. Right. Depending on how many dwarfs we have, we just have to have a clear line of communication, and I have no problem fear breaking. Multiple ways to do it.
Alright, tracked.
So melee, typically you're not going to stand in the fire here. I should have probably. In fact, this is a good position. So if a fire does start to pop up in a little bit, I'm probably going to just pull them closer to the wall. That helps the melee get out of it. So like right next panic in 8 seconds or so. So that helps the melee avoid standing in the fire if we start the fight closer to the middle of the tunnel, basically. Which I can improve next time by a little bit more.
See a lot of casters getting feared.
Yeah, max range here. That's important. Next panic in 15.
Mine won't load.
So panic in 5 seconds. Get out of the fire.
Oh look, the TPS thing.
It's a big weapon. That's gonna be sick for everybody, even human.
The right claw.
Unless you have iron foam.
The fist weapon's pretty good.
Yeah, for tanks, Eskinder's gonna be monsterish. It's very good. Alright. Well, I'm wondering, depending on how items shake out, we may give it to our like non-human tanks prio. We'll see how well the human tanks get gear though, with like iron foes and shit. All right, pulling. Remember, no melee. Furies are responsible responsible for the ones that peel off. Big heals on pro.
You guys gotta wait.
DPS has to wait a little bit longer here. So without a force reactive disc, it takes me a long time to build AoE threat. It's kind of annoying.
Didn't we get the plans for Force Reactive Disc last time?
Did we? I didn't think
You automatically have it when you train engineering anyway. Because I have it right now.
I mean, yeah, I wasn't gonna use it for.
Yeah, I did.
If we wanted to like just hardcore speedrun, that's a different thing. So we have a dog on the bridge here when we get back. So stack up here by that old Dyke Iron node. We also have a Surger that respawns.
Surger.
So yeah, so come up here by the front of the bridge quickly and stack on the Surger. If you're not up here, just turn around and don't get close. We don't want to. No charges should be going off.
Sorry.
Alright, so keep stacking. Surger's dead. Let's go kill that dog on the way out.
There's a searcher on the dog as well.
There you go.
So,
You okay?
Use the force.
The
Use a
reset
true
it.
vanilla experience.
Another dog up here. Give the group a
Surger
second.
behind us, Surger behind us, Surger behind us.
I pulled the dog.
That's fine. So we can banish the Surger. We're gonna kill the dog first.
Sunders, you lazy fucks.
Okay, let's do it. As long as everybody stays up.
Yeah, my taunt's down.
I didn't do that one. He respawned by.
So ground stomp is an issue whenever you get multiple dogs up with stuff like. We can kill this one behind us if we want. Or we might have to grab the Surger. So it looks like we had deaths back there. I don't know who died by the old.
I will take care of it. The Surger respawned on me and on Fike when we were.
Yeah, I was
we took
adjusting something. Oh my.
Alright, so let's go ahead and kill this dog because odds are it's going to patrol into us eventually. So give it a second. I'm going to let the res go. I'm still in kind of heavy gear, so that's why the threat's been squirrely. I'm going to face him over here. If the Surger comes, banish it.
Where did you? I thought I rescued you.
Let's go ahead and stack for the Surger that's going to come past us, and it's another dog if we wanted to kill it.
Yeah, it's gonna be faster for you to run.
Is that Surger gonna come here? Yeah.
Yeah. Stack up. Everyone on
start,
school.
please.
Better stacks. It tells you whose fault it is and target of target every time a charge goes up. It's easy to keep track of. Now it's hard in some circumstance, but as a general rule, when you're anticipating Surgers, you should already be stacking it. So we can come down this hallway. We'll have another Surger. If we're ever getting if we ever get a Surger and dog at the same time, dog's kill priority and Surger can be banished, or we just stack on the Surger while we. So that means everyone kind of stacks on the back of the dog as well. And it's a tight stack here, guys. You can't be lazy with it. You need to be inside the circle of this hitbox, basically.
You can pre-prop your shadow pot now.
Good call. So if you guys studied the boss sheet, basically, we've even discussed what consumables we're going to be using for certain pulls. Let's tank both these almost on top of each other, facing away. More Sunders on Skull. I put the first two up, and that was kind of outside of my ideal rotation. So the reason for Fury's sundering is obviously you probably only have one tank per mob, as well as the tank's not going to, in best case scenario, have more than 2 sunders up after the first 6 or 7 seconds. The reason for that is Revenge and Shield Slam are both always priority for globals over Sunder if you're tanking for threat. Now off tanks, you can probably get out of the rotation a little bit easier than others and just prioritize getting Sunder stacks up. It does a good enough job. So to clear before we jump on a Guinness, I like to kill this Annihilator. So this is taunt priority. First tank will always body pull, so the first tank still does the first taunt, basically, as soon as it drops off me. From that point on, we do tank order all the way through the taunts. So this was a sloppy one. Let's focus on doing better on the next Annihilator. So basically, I'll body pull, and then I'll hit the first taunt as soon as it breaks off me, and then Ulthric, and then Fizzle, and then Zoot.
Okay,
Do it on this one.
there for this one.
Pull it back. The dog is our rage mob.
So I tried not to taunt there, but I had to, so mine's already down. Ulthric's next. I was hoping a Shield Slam Revenge would do something, but...
Alright, everyone.
There we go. Easy peasy. So now this dog you can pull in front of these without aggroing, so I'm going to pull him right now. I was trying to face him away a little bit, but...
Come on, pull rage. You should all be 100.
Yeah, we have to decurse everything.
Need more decursing and dispelling on trash.
We need decurses on the 3 tanks this fight, that's it.
So this is the same tank fight, and we're going to cleave. We're going to place the other two kind of in an L formation, the adds off to the side with Ulthric and Fizzle, allowing the melee to cleave everything at once. We'll all have to move out of the fire when Rain of Fire gets dropped on one of us. So once again, it's a move out of the fire fight. Outside of that, everything is pretty simple.
I'll decurse Ulthric, bro.
Yeah, decursing is up. So we fap on the pull, and you also should be using Greater Shadow and Greater Fire Protection Potions if you have. You should have been already pre-popping the Greater Fire and Shadows of your potions. We can kill this dog, and that gives you guys a chance to have a pre-pot going with.
Get your rage.
And build rage once again.
You still Sunder first global. Sunder, then get rage.
Alright. Everyone knows their assignments. This is an all-out burn on Guinness. We're cleaving the move out of the Rain of Fire when it happens. Where tanks are using a free action potion on the pull here. Alright, pulling in 3, 2.
Ulthric give south.
Nice.
Move.
Feels good when you play rotation perfectly.
Hunt right.
I don't think I missed a single global. Alright, so that was an easy kill. Once again, when you're juiced, these fights are very easy, as long as you're executing. So let's get ready to pull again. Step up here, Annihilator pull. So tank order, Pro's gonna body pull. I'll have first taunt. Okay, Ulthric's next. Or Fizzle.
I picked it up as soon
Yeah, she's got the next. Pro should have her taunt too now. So, yeah, it doesn't matter that if you have 3 or 4 tanks, obviously you're gonna have plenty of taunts. As a general rule, it's nice to make those clean. So right here, this is our first destroyer that we encounter, along with a Molten Giant. Later we get a double pull. We can kill this. While we talk, we can kill the Surger. So let everyone stack over here in the front. Stack on the Surger as soon as we pull him quickly. Big stacks, very quick. So So destroyers are kill priority because they do the most damage. I forgot what the exact mechanic is. Not that important. Once again, face them away. We also don't stack destroyers, right? Because I think it's an AOE even if they are facing away the stomp, if I recall. So we want to take the giant off to the side. One of the few ones we're not cleaving here, and we're just going to burn the destroyer down first. Pretty much where he stands. So Ulthar can grab the giant, move him over. It doesn't matter where. We can skip this Fire Lord off to the side, so we should be careful with our position there and not get near the Fire Lord. All right, pulling in 3, 2, 1.
Everybody move towards Rags.
So I got stomped right away because I didn't fap on this.
Guys, come on.
Yeah, this is my bad on the pull there.
Kazra need to back away.
Quick reses, just 2 deaths there. So if we were pulling that mob quickly after Guinness, I'd probably still have FAP open for it, so there's really no excuse. I think I used a rage pot a little bit ago and put me on cooldown. So quick res, rebuff, as soon as we get them up.
This left wall, please.
We have 2 Annihilators here, so it's not hard to taunt through both of them, but other times you'll just do a rank 1 banish on the second one. And by the time we kill X, the rank 1 banish should have worn off and we'll be fine. So go ahead and let him pull back and then rank 1 banish on whichever lock wants to do it. As soon as we get a couple spot buffs into our 2 guys that died. And Idra, if you don't mind, whenever you get a chance.
Yeah.
Alright. Pulling. Just before Gar, so it's fair.
Yeah, before Gar I will wrap up the
Alright. Then Fizzle, then Sushi, then back to Pro. We never got a rank 1 banish on Square, but we're doing okay so far.
As well as next.
Yeah, Halorn shouldn't have died there, guys. I don't know why no one. I need a Warlock to take initiative and just throw a banish on that like I was talking. Because we didn't get a banish on one. We only had tanks. Intending to tank 1 there. They dropped threat. It wasn't an aggro gain.
Again, save one of the dogs for the rage mob. Hold the Firelord.
So we can chill here. There's a dog that comes through the tunnel. We also have this Fire Lord pull, which should be separate than the 2 destroyers here. Double destroyers means obviously we're not cleaving. We're moving those far away from each other. We have some dog patrols to worry about. So ideally, if there's no dog in the tunnel, I think we normally pull the Fire Lord here as long as it's not going to pull the dog. I'll go ahead and pull the dog though, because it's an easier pull right now and it's walking in. We also have the dog in the tunnel. So you guys step into the room with me. Let's kill the dog I just pulled, and then the next dog will be the one coming from the tunnel that we'll have to deal with here in a little bit. If we want, we can have Klein go grab the dog in the tunnel right now. You're going to take him far enough off to the side, it shouldn't affect us. Or not Klein, I'm sorry, I meant Ulthar.
I'm good.
Just old habits die hard.
Yeah.
Complete with the mispronunciation.
GM account, make sure before Gar we
Put like an extra barrel
do
on
buffs.
Yeah.
Dispels are better tonight.
Okay, pulling the Fire Lord off. Oh, we pulled the others. Can we get Sushi and Ulthar? We gotta separate these from the
Fire
road.
Lord first.
Yeah. I got one of them, so we just need another tank on the Fire Lord and all
I'm on spawn right now.
Get on the spawn, guys. I need someone tanking X. I got off of it. Thranduin's tanking it right now. There you go, Fizzle's got it.
Boom can tank back.
Start the Gar explanation.
So Gar strat's very wide, pretty big depending on where we are. Is a raid as well as what world buffs we have and where our gear level is. We'll eventually get to the point where one tank tanks all of the ads and the entire raid just burns Gar. It keeps it super simple. That's a lot of fun. The gear you're looking for is generally be full tier 1 or 2.
Do world buffs now before the
Who is write in the chat if you're missing
We'll pick
Dragon
up this dog here in
Slayer
a second.
T, and if you're missing Sunflower Nash.
We can wait to pull the dog while we do explanations, so we have some rage to pull going into Gar. But basically, while we're in weak gear, the strategy is going to be killing the ads first before you kill Gar. Once Gar's below 50%, he will randomly target ads and blow them up. And that's what makes it dangerous whenever you do the burn Gar strat. So typically we want all ads down before we take Gar below 50%. To get there, what we're going to do is have a tank assignment for a bunch of them, and then we're also going to have Warlock banished assignments. The tanks, from kill order, one at a time, will move the ad over off here to the side, up against the wall. Whenever the ad dies, it also explodes. So when Gar's above 50% health, the only explosions you have to worry about is when you kill an ad, one of the Firesworn. When Gar's below 50%, they'll die. The Firesworn, when you kill them, they'll blow up like normal, but then they will also randomly blow up because he'll target them occasionally and make them explode. So that's a thing that oftentimes will wipe the raid. It does an AoE knockback and a big explosion, so the tanks are always off to the side when they do it. It's okay to have multiple tanks with low health Firesworn, as long as they're separate or spaced out and both up against these walls, so they're going to get knocked back into it and there's no melee near it. So it's not the end of the world if we're killing multiple at once, as long as they're in a controlled place. That's what you want to focus on here. But as a general rule, we're going to go through normal kill order from Skull X, Square Moon, all the way through. You can't mark all of them if you put Skull on Gar, so I like to put Skull on the ad instead. There we go. And then the marks we have in the MC spreadsheet, Skull is the first Firesworn that we kill. So let me pull it up real quick.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that could have been bad.
That could have been really bad, but alright, let's kill the core hound.
I saw that.
It was Tom, yeah. I made sure to find out who that was the second I saw it happen.
Should probably be stacking rage.
I think
on
it
this
was
guy,
a druid,
Pull
actually.
rage. Pull rage here if you can.
You fucking hunters need to clean your shit up, because it stinks.
Alright, so let's get ready for the pull here. Tank order is in the spreadsheet. I'll call it out real quick for everyone. So we have Sushi on Skull, Ulthric on X, Fizzle on Square. We have KGT banishing Moon, Niggly banishing. I'm sorry for laughing, and I'm sorry for having to pronounce it. I'm sorry for both. He's banishing Triangle. We have Uber banishing Circle. We have Vulcan banishing Diamond, and we have Nito banishing Star. I guess racism is funny. Fuck me. I considered myself a liberal until a couple seconds ago. Alright, so on the pull here, melee, it's okay for you guys to be on this Firesworn, even if they're not in the kill position. We're going to lose our rage because I'm going to have to explain this, but basically, you can burn stuff down, but don't get it below 20% before melee gets onto a different ad, and eventually you can hop on Gar even before the ads are down, as long as all the ads are low health. Off tanks, as soon as your thing blows up, obviously you go stand next to something banished and get ready to pull it over. And we just need communications from the off tanks. Pro Blazers on Gar. Alright, pulling in 5 seconds using Blood Rage. Double check buffs.
I can just pull Skull straight to the other part.
Yeah, you can pull Skull. Yeah, exactly. Take them
pull
straight to the kill.
bubble pull, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, bubble pull with a paladin, please. Thank you for catching
Pulling right now.
Yep, we're ready. Tank step up. Warlocks, get your banish ready. Big banishes really quick.
Curse of Shadow first helps.
Good job. Now spread out Skull or get it away from the rest. Off tanks, you got to get away from Skull as well. Do not be near the kill spot until your target is called. So X is in a precarious position. Need to move it back towards Square and Diamond.
Triangle needs a
Now
banish.
X is next kill, so you can move it into the kill spot.
Don't
Get
kill
X,
it.
get X. Stop
Rebanish
DPS.
triangle.
Stop DPS on X.
Just going
Stop
on.
DPS on X. Thank you, DPS, for being smart there. You could have wiped us.
Got my shit completely framed.
So, yeah, that's fine. Sorry for yelling there.
Okay,
Where's
get
next?
Diamond out of there.
Square's next. Move it to the kill spot.
Diamond's dead.
Fizzle
Square's
move.
not going to the kill spot. Fizzle,
Why
do not kill
Square not?
Square. Do not kill Square. Once again, we're trying to wipe us. You got to move into the kill spot. We need to be dispelling the tanks so they can move.
Freedom works too.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Freedom. I'm in Freedom.
Hand egg.
Got knocked back and disconnect.
Trying to coordinate the raid and not paying attention to the.
Also, why don't I have Sal?
Guys, don't rebanish. We want to kill these.
Yeah, we
now.
need to pick these up.
Gar might have removed it. Yeah, so no rebanishes. We'll call DPS off sub 50 if we have to, because they will blow up even if they're banished. So let's go ahead and stop DPS on Gar. Stop DPS on Gar. He's very close to 50% now. We need to take care of all the banished ads. Melee, go ahead and move towards the banished ads and start working them down the second they come out of banish.
Get Moon away from the wall. Don't follow Skull.
You guys got to move away from Square. Only an off tank should be standing next to Square.
Don't kill
Right,
Skull.
no more banishes. Get them all away from the raid right now.
Skull's loose.
And Blessing of Freedoms on everybody that's immobilized. Everyone needs to get away from the fire swarm.
Hey, retard hunters, you want to get your pets off Gar before you push them below 50?
Alright.
Guys, do not kill the fire swarm that's low that's in the raid right now. Do not kill Skull. We need a tank to pick it up and move it away.
Heal Quellen.
I think we have some tank deaths possibly. We need Furious to step up. Alright, do not kill it if it's near the raid. Now you can kill Skull. You can kill Skull.
No, we're not killing anything but
Do not kill X. Do not kill X. You gotta move away. No, this is important to practice.
Hey, we wiped it anyways.
Yeah, geez, it's just complete tank failure. Yeah. Alright. Go ahead and kill us all. Let's do that again. That's just tank failures. Horrible positioning by almost every tank. But we gotta practice that. That's why we practice.
Very important to dispel tanks.
Yeah, the tanks can't move without the Dispel or Blessing of Freedom there. That's huge. Besides that, even with that, they should have had better predictive movement into the kill spot. DPS actually did a good job saving the raid 2 times in a row early on, where we got one of the fire swarm extremely low and the tank was refusing to move them away. And if the DPS would have been mindless, that would have been an instant wipe each one of those instances. So I'm gonna try. I have to be a little critical there for us to improve. I'm not trying to gang up on anybody, but that was entirely a positioning issue.
All right.
That's all right. Yeah, just let them die and then res everyone further back.
Yeah.
Just res the people that are dangerously close in case they pull whenever you res. And that way it doesn't kill too many people before you res more.
You don't want to say it, I'll say it. You guys suck.
Rip.
Yeah, we have a long way to go. A long way to go.
Pro, do you not need a dispel since you're staying in the same spot all the time?
I do not need dispel. That is correct.
Okay.
The tank on guard just stands there.
Alright.
But yeah, Freedom the Warriors.
Ultric, Fizzle, Sushi.
All the
They need dispels.
Yeah. Another thing that I never got to explain fully, so Sushi, this wasn't bad, but once you're done with your kill target, we put you on Skull so that you can then go build threat on the banished mobs.
I
with
was. I was very fire spamming.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, you had it on triangle, and then I was spamming, and then you switched to Skull.
Okay, cool. And you can fairy fire all of them that are banished. It's good if you have threat on all of them, and then make sure you're positioning somewhere that the minute they come out of banished, they're running away from the raid and towards you off to the side somewhere, you know.
Yeah, it just got weird because Square was still up, but then we switched.
I see.
Triangle to Skull, so I wasn't sure. I ran him over, but
we should try someone. I'm not sure who did that, but obviously, yeah, we don't need to be changing any marks during the pull.
We need one person to call out kill target, and it needs to actually go to the wall when it's called.
Yes, and so this is what I want to talk about, because we shouldn't even need it. So kill targets in this guild will always be the order of the marks. So we go Skull, X, Square, Moon, and then you step into the second half of marks, which is Triangle, Circle, Diamond, Star, basically. So in the order that the marks appear is our kill priority. And that's also referenced in the kill sheet. I think we marked them, so the marks are in kill priority, starting with Sushi's target, then Ulfric, then Fizzle, then KGT, then Knight, and so on. Whenever we get to the Warlocks, it's pretty much whatever one's coming out of Banish, so that is where we get out of kill target priority. That just requires clear communication from whatever tank wants to take the initiative and get a mob into the kill spot.
You should not banish your target after the tank that's on your banished target killed is marked. So Sushi's on Skull, so once Skull dies, Triangle should no longer be banished.
Yep. Tanks, whenever they run over to a banished mob, they should be calling the shape and calling the Warlock off of that shape. So we need clear comms for the Warlocks to listen and hear whenever they're free. And, you know, after the first banish, of course, it's all rank 1 if you weren't already. But I think it's fine to use a fat banish early. So full rebuffs, and we'll pull here in another minute or so.
Gonna need a wool buff.
Oh yeah.
Apparently.
Do we want to keep reapplying more buff, or do we want to just accept
No, yeah.
them?
No, we want to do it for the... We're doing that for just people to cheese some meters and see where they are in certain specs and classes and stuff. Obviously, we're not worthy. I think a lot of people that haven't done classic rating will severely underestimate the amount of prep and gold that would have gone into all these consumables we would have burned through. You know, it's debilitating, basically. But it's alright. We gotta work out these kinks, get ready to be able to cruise through this at speed. We're close on a lot of stuff. It's very minor mistakes. One was obviously my fault with just early positioning. That wasn't the Honor's fault. This one was just poor tank placement more than anything, but we also probably didn't clearly explain our strategy again. So I'll remark here. I'm going to change them.
Missing
Okay,
druid
marks are set. Marks are set. Full buffs. Get some mana. So tanks can be in pretty heavy gear here. I know I am, obviously, because I don't have a threat sailing generally, unless Ephemer's on me. Super.
The other thing is off tanks need to be.
It's a lot of stam. It's really just a lot of stam to mitigate that explode.
I didn't have salve, which is why I caught up so fast.
My rotation was shit too, though. Yeah, I was too focused on trying to coordinate them. My rotation was
man, I can't right click myself.
I didn't expect to have to work hard.
This is why you should have VCB.
Yeah, so VCB, that's what I was asking for earlier.
VCBOP.
If you can't remove salve, you should just go ahead and find it. But you can also set up Tank Buddy or Lazy Pig to remove it automatically.
I'm supposed to macro it on bear form.
Yeah, macro too. Okay, let's get ready for the pull here. It's all tauntable, so not the end of the world if you have salve. It's a little, all the tanks have their tank priority. Once again, Warlock's early summons was great. I'm not sure there's much else to be said. I forgot the name of the spell that'll make your banish more likely to land. Whatever that thing is. Yeah, it's a pretty simple fight. I think we've covered everything. Let's get ready to pull in about 10 seconds.
I'll pull
We have
again.
a Paladin, yep.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, pulling behind Ajax. So you also don't want to have guard too far away from all the fire swarm, because I forgot the interaction, but they get stronger based. Skull's in a perfect spot. X can now move there. Square's on deck.
Sorry, on triangle, don't banish.
Alright.
Kill X. As soon as it's free, Square runs up. Square's on deck. Moving now. Square moves to kill spot. That puts Moon.
Triangle's up.
Alright, so whichever one's free is the next after Square goes down. I don't care who you guys
Diamond.
Diamond goes to kill spot. Others do not.
Spellpwn.com.
Triangle's next.
Alright, burn Diamond. Triangle's next. Triangle to kill spot. Let's put Moon on deck. Fizzle's got Moon after Triangle goes. No more banishes. Alright, Moon's going to the kill spot. Let's put Star on deck. Sushi, you're on deck. Once Moon goes down, Sushi goes to kill spot.
I don't know how you let that fall off the boss.
Because I'm not even using my rotation. I'm sitting there looking at shit. I don't even have that. I shouldn't have DPS.
He's right.
Yeah, you're right. It's melee. You should be on me. You're right.
Alright, circle move over.
You're not my dad.
Like, Gar should be way closer to 50% with all that's dead. Kill the boss.
Yeah, I was putting too much focus on coordinating the ads there. Eventually, our off tanks will be comfortable basically coordinating that themselves with the Warlock. Everyone just responds dynamically towards something being lower if we want to jump out a normal kill order. You set loot to free for all.
You get a res on Quellen. It's on the other side of PR.
Move up before you rebuff.
Or Brodolina, can you set loot to free for all? We got a douse.
Remember, the faster you do the boss, the less buffs you lose.
Did anyone lose?
So we should stack somewhere for rebuffs after the ball.
Idrit, just put it on free for all for the loot for the whole run.
Oh.
Back on star.
Oh. Back on the server.
Everybody on star right now.
If you're not here, don't come. If you're not here, don't come.
No latecomers.
Idrit, move up.
Skull, move in.
Yeah, just trying to build box.
Also,
You got a stack, Idrit.
your arcane pot now.
What was that, Epmore?
You can pop your arcane pot now.
Oh, for Shaz.
Yeah, so arcane pots last an hour, so you can pre-pot them whenever you have windows of opportunity where you don't need a consumable for 2. I mean, nothing's going to do arcane damage until Shaz, so you have no risk of it falling off. We're going to be fire potting on Baron for all melee. So on these pulls, we're going to pull back a little bit, obviously, not to make the mistake of last time of bad pull. We're going to kill this one, and we're going to kill that one back there before we pull Baron. So on this first one, it's 2 banishes, 2 off tanks. Tanks just tank them away. Fire dudes are what we burn first. Don't banish early, because look at Baron's patrol right here. If you banish them where they're standing, there's a good chance you can pull aggro there. So you like to let them run back to us. There's this timing window, though, because if you wait too long to banish, the elementals are going to do their AoE stun. That's bad news, because they're probably going to be facing us. If there's an idle off tank, which there is in this instance, and I think that's Fizzle and Sushi, it wouldn't hurt if you guys try to like get aggro on the elementals here before they get banished, and just have them facing maybe off to the left or something. But you don't want to run up too high because you don't want to grab Baron. So obviously we're going to pull that dynamically but where he is in his patrol, but this will be simple. I'll let him pass and we're going to walk up and pull.
Alright, I'll put down then.
Alright, pulling. So about 2 more seconds, we probably want the banishes going off. Yeah, about now, basically. And then we want to make sure X and Skull are faced away from everybody, and ideally each other for that nasty AoE. No need to rebanish anymore, we just need to make sure we're going to move these elementals facing away from the raid as fast as possible.
Everyone in front of squares.
Move square away.
Bam, everyone got stuck.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's once again off tank's got to be really hustling to make sure these elementals never have a window where they're looking at the. Ideally, you want to get that done before the banish goes off, so then you have a window to fix it if needed. Baron won't patrol this far back. We're fine. We're gonna pull one more trash pack before we kill Baron.
Why is he just sitting there? Oh.
So after Baron patrols by, let's get a summon, or how did Halorn die? Can we get a res? Maybe a stun. Alright. Quick spot buff Halorn. I'm gonna pull these, and we're gonna pull these way back. So this one's especially hard. I like everyone in the, because their runtime is so long, they're likely to do the AoE stun before we can have a Warlock banish them back here, because you don't want to banish them too early in the patrol of Baron. So all of these targets are difficult because they're gonna just AoE the group as they run up here. Can you counterspell Skull to get him to walk further? I don't know if that's a thing.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, so Sushi, I like what you're doing with facing him away, but it's important to probably get for a little further back. That was okay positioning because you got away. We'd prefer to have him a little close. Yeah, a little closer to the group.
I have him fairy fired on the moon too.
So yeah, we'll need to add that to the sheet as the counter spell on these pulls when you're pulling them long distances. You gotta stop the cast, so that way they'll. Oh, they are immune.
Yeah.
So there's really nothing you can do. Can you interrupt it? I'll have to test that.
No, I doubt it.
So you really just have to not have to worry about it, and just everyone's far enough back.
I don't think if he runs by and they're still banished, they're fine. But if the banish breaks while he's running by, then they'll pull the boss.
Exactly. It's not worth risking, you know. Okay, so next fight is Baron. We should be pre-potting fire if you haven't. Just go ahead and get a pre-pot in now, and we'll wait about 1 minute before the pull to get mana and buffs up, and that way you'll have another fire pot ready for whenever he does.
Do we have healer dispel assignments? Because we definitely need that.
I don't think
on
we do
every
if you got
caster group.
something out real quick. Paladin, we need fire aura. And probably wouldn't waste getting Uber's buff for Baron. I don't think so. I'm not gonna ask for it. We're gonna be fine without it.
No fucking way.
Rag maybe, but definitely not for Baron.
Why would we even do that?
On the main tank. No, not for everyone. Mostly for the main tank.
Alright.
Like, I'm arguing like if you were good, you'd get Uber's buff before you start the instance, so you would have it for Baron, you know. But it's not like we would go back.
Not until we one tank Gar will it even.
For the timing, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna pull Baron on next patrol. I'll pull him back, so if you become the bomb, you run over to the side. The thing that fucked us last time is it was the rare instance where the tank became the bomb. Some old scripting that was not even possible, but it is on this core, probably isn't class. When that happens, all the melee have to run away. That's just the way it works. I'm not about to move the boss over to the bomb spot. So you guys have to be observant of who's getting it.
Don't be wheelchairs. Get
Pulling right now.
You're standing out in the middle of nowhere.
Get up against the lava.
Pro Blazer, pull him in the cubby.
Yep. Need a healer to peel out with me.
Wait, what? Big LOS.
Yeah.
It's for the healers.
Is that enough? Did that work?
They should be fine, yeah.
Melee, you gotta run out if you don't think you're strong enough. Redo fire pots if you haven't already.
Soothing.
Oh. Alright, that because of raid buffs that didn't wipe us, because everyone has a fucking flask. We just had a bomb go off in the raid. So you guys gotta call out people's names apparently, because I don't think they have big wigs telling them.
Rep.
Normally we don't have to say it because everyone has big wigs configured, but if you're noob and you don't have your add-ons, you need to know that you're bomb. Oh, there's why everyone should have a flask for MC. Who needs to worry about bombs when you have enough health?
OEP! So all these dead range here are too close to the bomb spot. You're supposed to stand in the lava, or you're gonna get hit with a living.
Well, that's partially true, but I think they all died when
No,
the
I
person with the
watched
bomb.
them died on the one after that.
Okay.
Yeah, we had 2 bombs go off in the red.
No,
Jesus,
one
guys.
bomb was in the spot.
Yeah, I only saw one go off.
Too close.
So you were saying that?
Here, this be like up here.
Yeah, for the people that are running to the explosion spot, the raid wasn't far enough away from them.
The caster should be up against the lava.
It was probably because we were line of sighting them back here in this cubby, and so they felt like they needed to
I mean,
like
you gotta
swing
step
out a little
and
wide.
like just
Yeah.
enough to hit the boss.
Yeah, so just a little subtlety of the positioning there. Some spot buffs on our brethren that died there. There's really no need to banish this one. Frankly, there might not even be a need later to banish the others, but we just have to have a tank on it. So Sushi's on square here. Or actually, let's let Fizzle do it. Fizzle's going to pick up square as soon as we make the pull and just make sure he's faced away from the raid as early as possible.
Do you want me to bury him while he's banished, or are we not banished?
No ban.
Okay. I'm gonna go DPS then.
Alright, pull it. I'm going to pull back around the corner here. Which doesn't matter too much. Priority is just facing him away as early as possible.
If you die, please put a plus in chat so I know who I have to pass. Or just ask for Onis and everyone. Yeah. That way helps me.
And on these mobs for Skull and X, and then even if you have Moon square up as well, it's very important that the tanks don't overlap their mobs onto each other with their AO. Because if that Reaver stuns the main tank or something, and I don't have a good enough threat lead, it can cause issues. Now once again, everything's tauntable here, so it doesn't matter that much, but it's best practice for pretty much all of the classic tanking. We can kill this dog when he walks between these two patrols. We're going to do the 3-group strat on Shaz, which means we separate into 3 groups with an off-tank anchoring each one, and then melee go in obviously on the start. But to do that, we like to kill this patrol over this pack over here in the corner. It's not necessary for a 3-group strat, but it's nice to do early on while you're getting used to positioning and getting nice and tight. And we'll kill this Gorehound as soon as he walks up here. All three. Do you mind? Or actually, never mind. I thought he was about to keep walking through. Sorry, go ahead. What was the question?
On Shaz, do you want me to sit in decursing?
Yeah, we need a lot of decursing on Shaz.
Yeah, I roll it for the truth, so I know shit.
If we already, if you haven't already arcane potted or you died there, be sure to use it again.
Spread the priest out for POH too. It's really strong.
Yeah, that's a good call. We'll do that. So someone can go ahead and work on making sure a priest is in each anchor group. In a second, we'll mark an off tank for each anchor group, and you guys kind of self-organize into each one. But first, I'm going to kill these mobs off to the side. Alright, I'm going to pull these as well. So we have 2 banishes again. Just like the earlier ones. A little bit far of a walk, so just kind of face them all away, facing towards the lava, away from the raid. All tanks and the banishes. Yeah, I mean, we just face them away as soon as we can, basically, and we just kind of stretch out and get long here. Okay. Raid can step up a little bit here in this little corridor we created, because I'm going to tank him pretty much right here.
I'll pick up square when I can go.
Oh, is that Sushi?
Yeah, it's Sushi.
I got Boon, no need to banish.
You sound like Fike.
Dog. Are you saying all druids sound alike?
No.
That's specifically classist.
Well, we're the same race.
I got there's 21
Alright, so we should be pulling Rage here for Shaz, and we're going to quickly break into 3 groups. I'll mark the off tanks. Off tank's job is to stand in their group. Shaz will eventually blink into one of them. You taunt Shaz and run him back to the tank spot, at which point the main tank will take over and you can run back to your group. So off tanks are always anchoring their group until Shaz ports into them, at which they grab Shaz and run him back away from the group. Everyone's using arcane protection pots because Shaz does an AoE arcane explosion that does all. So I'll tank, mark tanks real quick.
I already had to mark it.
Oh, my bad.
I'm not thinking I'm decursing on this one.
We got Bizzle, Ulthric, and...
If you're trying to pop a pot now, it's too late.
So-
Stay out. You fucked up.
Alright, so Moon, X, and Star. Everyone clumps on Moon, X, and Star. Priest should have 1 in each for your AoE healing. I need all the melee. Doesn't matter where you are, you can stay on X. So melee clumps on X just to make sure we're organized. We're not ready to pull here until we have all ranged healers, DPS, grouped either on Moon, Star, or...
The marks need to be farther apart. You need to be 30 yards.
Yeah.
Like 30 yards
Kill that mob to the side. So it's 30 yards between each mark.
Where do I stand?
X stays still. We need Moon to go further to the side where that dude's jumping. Sushi,
Didn't get moved
move
yet.
farther away. There you go.
Sorry, I'm trying to switch gear.
Yeah, so Sushi hangs out over there really far. Star could even move a little bit further away with the formation we have.
Yeah, if it blinks to Moon, I'll bear and pull it. Like you guys
So,
I'm gonna go bear.
alright. So this is about as close as you want to be. I think you ideally want to be a tiny bit further, but this is fine. And then when we actually pull here, it's more of a concave. So if you see where I'm pinging, the 2 groups on the side, you can kind of step up off to the flanks. And that makes it even simpler for whenever he blinks to one of the groups and we run him back to his kill spot. I should be pulling Rage. I'm going to try to avoid Rage potting on the pull here, because I need to be using a Resto pot. There's not really an expectation of decursing the tank, because you'll get an arcane explosion in your face. Alright, ready to pull? 3 seconds. Pros pulling in 3, 2, 1.
Purge the boss.
Counterspell in 5.
Purge the boss. Counterspell just went off.
Blink in 8 seconds.
Counterspell coming.
Bring him back to the tank spot. Pro's got it. No, Qualian's got it. It's big burn.
Shit.
Yeah, you might have if it's not flawless, so that wasn't that bad, honestly.
That was nice.
My timers were way off for CS.
We didn't warn him about the... Sorry, go ahead.
When you get blinked on, you have to run straight back as a caster.
That's another thing. It's the DPS's first, like, the first person who's responsible for moving Shaz back into position is the person he blinked on, which could be anyone in the raid. Tanks, because they might get a tank or taunt resist, obviously they're doing their best to grab it off you and move it back to the kill spot. But it's your first priority is the person that got blinked on. It's a good chance people who died there were not using double arcane protection potions, one before and one during, right after the first arcane. That's another thing to improve there.
1 second, 1 second.
I was late to use my resto pot. I think that caused some spike damage on me. Healers did a good job keeping me. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to pull here. I'm pulling before the dog. No need to banish, just point everything away, but pull back so we don't get the dog.
Square is the next target, guys.
So if we're careful here, we can all run up and we'll just fight the dog whenever we meet him up here, up the ramp. So everyone can restart moving.
Due to hysteria, maybe fucking us up and making us pull the...
I mean, we just gotta expect people to be able to perform if you're not gonna practice it. I don't want to practice being
No,
bad.
I'm talking about the dog.
Okay, yeah.
Casting hysteria on us and making
That's alright. Just stay tight here, we'll be fine. Expect a hysteria, so just be in a position where a little bit of walking back and forth isn't going to pull you into an ad. We have plenty of room to work with when you consider the little ramp down here, you know, the lip.
Anyone is missing buffs?
Good job removing that. So now we have an Annihilator, tank order. Bro's going to body pull, I have first taunt. I still have first taunt, alright. Pro used his taunt. So we'll get that in time. It's nuanced. Takes comfort with your tank. Alright, we'll let the dog turn around and we'll do this group. Or actually the dog walks all the way up.
Wait, dog.
We'll do the dog first, yeah. Back up a little bit. I don't want to chain the dog with the pack behind it.
Getting rid of this rune pull anything? Or does it just do that?
Alright, double banishes. Normal pull here. Pulling in 3, 2, 1.
Good job, Warlock.
I'm gonna banish, or I'm gonna fairy fire on Moon. That way it'll turn to...
I'm ready to help on Moon. No rebanishing, obviously.
Square. Square is first. Get it to your heads.
Watch your banana bar. It's always in order.
Yeah. Skull X, square moon, triangle diamond, circle star.
Not the mob that's closest.
Firelord?
Well, the mob should be closest because Tank should be doing it. Yeah, I know what you're
Get
saying.
ready to jump on the outboard over here.
Start explaining the boss.
So banish real quick.
Banish on circle. Banish on circle. Banish on circle. Thank you.
Now go ahead and stack on circle, guys. Do you know what's
Get
coming?
ready for
Kill the
ad.
ad. Everyone on skull. We still have 12 on X, 10 on X, 7, 6. We can rebanish, but as long as we're stacked, it doesn't matter. You can actually just keep them up and cleave this. Just a hard stack for anticipating it when it comes off. Get on the spawn. Still got to kill the spawn, even though we killed its. Alright, search time, hard stack. If we get the dog, we can rebanish the Surger. Looks like we're gonna get the dog. So yeah, rebanish the Surger. Let's just kill the dog. You could do both here, but the positioning is really tight. It's kind of hard. You basically just have to have them inside of each other.
Are we gonna do the 3 tank strat?
5, please.
Yeah. Whatever we have in the MC, I'll look it up in a second. Stack on the Surger. I'll let the off tanks kill the Surger. Idra, get up here, please. Coops. Soothing.
Sorry.
Don't pull the
Yeah,
next.
I was gonna say, Chad, that was smart running
ready
away.
to do the boss.
Skilio kind of went in the middle, or you were gonna blink. I see what you're trying there, but that was a good call by Chad to run back when you saw that we were in a Surger fight. So we're gonna throw the needle here on the boss fight. So walk up the middle. We'll kill this next Fire Lord. That's the last trash before the boss. Real quick, let's explain the boss. Wait, don't kill the Fire Lord yet. I want to use that to slingshot a sim with
You should be using shadow protection right now, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to be using a FAP on the pool. I don't have any shadows on me. I'm a baddie. I used my, but we're fapping on the pool. So chuck your buffs. Make sure you got everything you need. Thank you for the shadow. Ulfric, you can trade me. I found. Oh yeah, trade me again. I got faps for you too. Yeah, we'll let it here. Let me mark it. So Soulfront, we got me on Skull, we got Ultric X, Fizzle Square, DPS going that hard. Okay,
I
let's
pulled
do
on
Quellen.
Lucifer on ads, and that's like.
Yeah, alright, Quellen's on Moon. Quellen's tanking.
Alright.
You can put on a little bit of the DPS gear, honestly. Has Ulfric tanking it and Efnmore interrupting. I put my pros on that group because there is no second interrupt, so it's up to them to land all the interrupts on X. Square has Fizzle tanking. Quellen is now moved to Moon, so we don't have you on interrupt for Square anymore. So that means Square is just Fizzle and Dodgin. You two are the only ones responsible for interrupting Square. On Moon, we have Avrona. Is Avrona in the raid?
Yeah, it's J-Phil now.
Okay,
J-Phil name, sorry.
Alright, there we go. Now you're... Alright, so you're on J-Phil, and I don't know if Lethidus is... We have Galadon, so Galadon's in Lethidus' spot. So we got Galadon interrupting Triangle. And if you're here, can do that, or Warlock can summon you. Let's go ahead and kill the mob. And so the The strat here is a cleave strat. We're not going to do the line of sight break again. And we can go ahead and burn Sulfuron, and we're just going to stack up the adds on each side. So we're kind of going to line them up, but line them up tight. That's far enough apart with the adds so you can clearly see just with their animation if they're trying to heal or not, so it's easy for the interrupters. They should be using add-ons to see those bars, but still, it's nice to have them slightly separate. There's no cleave to worry about, I don't think. Obviously, just make sure they're all facing the same direction so our guys can cleave from behind.
So you said we're basically leaving the ads where they are and cleave.
Oh, they do cleave, yeah. So a little bit of a fan formation then with the off tank, so you don't want to overlap them too tight. But basically, to start with, all the off tanks should grab their target and run to the center of Skull. And
then two groups of 2, with the boss in the first group.
Yeah, okay, that works too. You don't want to cleave all 5 together?
No, you do. You just hold triangle on moon and X on square.
Oh, I see what you're saying. On each side of Sulfuron, yeah.
Yeah, just keep them together.
So off tanks on Skull and X, you guys are super tight. Off tanks on moon and triangle, you guys are super tight.
Fan each other.
Yeah, and fan out, facing the same direction as Pro is. Alright, so let's kill this Fire Lord, and then we're going to Bull Rage and pull into the bot. So we've had plenty of time to pre-pot our Shadow protection. Tanks are going to be using free action potions on it.
Build Rage.
You ready, Brad?
On.
Alright, run up here, get in position, final buffs. Man.
Make sure to put up curses and fury fire on everything.
Yep. So tanks are free action potion. We need to help on Sunders. Big cleave fight with a lot of mobs. We need all the warriors to help Sunder up everything.
When am I staffing on pull?
Yeah, on the pull. Alright, tank step up, show you ready.
Just give me 1 second.
It's fine. Tell me when you're ready.
Find it in my bag.
It's a square, half-filled water container looking thing. Free action potion.
You just trade it.
If you trade Pro.
Rage is ticking.
Got it. I'm good.
Alright, ready to pull? 3, 2, 1. Pull it. Tank step up.
I'll resist.
Now what?
Good interrupt so far. I haven't seen any heals yet.
Interrupt on square.
Basically, if we get perfect interrupts, the cleaves will kill the adds off before Sulfuron. Or they'll die around the same time depending on our DPS composition.
Do the dots matter in this fight?
Triangle moon is really good, by the way. The stat, like where you're standing, that's like perfect.
How did Ephemore die? Did he pull aggro?
The 2 tanks on the first 2 mobs are fucking memers. They have no threat.
Alright. I mean, I trust Ephemore. Majority of his intel. So, he's also gonna rage when he dies, though, so.
Banish these.
Banish? That's alright. Quick banish. Kill priority stays the same. Face him away from the group.
Banish
We
on
need 2
square,
banishes.
please.
Skywalker.
Yeah, everyone's over on Skull. Skull priority over here. Alright, Pro's got it. Keep X facing away from the raid. Fizzle's got
tank
it.
to stand by.
Yep.
Pulling
I got
mobs.
square. I got square. I got
the other elemental over here.
I got stunned. The second square came out before I could run up to it. I'll get him now.
Going my way.
That was as fast as I could run over there after Skull died. That's good recovery. we're so juiced. This should be very simple to deal with. People just got to play tight. You know, little mistakes like that, they can wipe the raid.
I was following somebody too.
So it's their fault.
Hey, we got an elemental. Y'all are running away. We still got one up.
Still
one more, guys.
Still have a mob up. For those that are running up ahead, we have a surger to deal with, so don't get too excited.
There we go.
Alright, everyone can drink when you get up here. Come up here at top of the ramp. We'll stack for the surger. Come up to where Ganker and Pro are.
Just out right now. I'm bugged. When I try to click off bear form, it says you're still in shape form.
Not sure. Alright, I'm gonna pull the surger. Come up to the top of the ramp. We have a dog to worry about too. If we get the surger and the dog, once again, banish the surger, kill the dog. In fact, I'm gonna pull the dog. We can banish the surger when it comes.
Surger's coming now.
Alright, I'll wait. Try to grab a surger.
Oh, that bop was too slow.
Keep stacking. We can kill the dog without banishing the surger when it comes over here. Just stack. I need you guys to stack tight. I'll face away.
More Sunders.
Anyone need buff?
Ganker as well.
Ho ho ho! Quick res on gank. One more dog around the corner here.
Oh, I forgot the guy down here.
Maybe pull one more dog, but we have 2 Fire Lords here. Yeah, I can't get that one yet. So this is a double Fire Lord pull. Or, I'm sorry, no, it's not. Annihilator Fire Lord. So we burn the Fire Lord, and you banish the Annihilator. I'm gonna pull in a couple seconds. Give mana. Pulling him. So once again, banish square and kill the ads as soon as they spawn.
I'm gonna start building the red on square with fairy fire.
No need to rebanish. We'll have plenty of tanks ready for the tank rotation. So square, remember, it's not doing a frontal cone. That doesn't matter. Still face him away so melee gets its back. But this is now tank priority for the taunts. Pros
Okay, my bad. Is it the element?
No, you're good. Yeah.
Still good practice.
Pro and Sushi used it, so Ultrix next, then Fizzle. Fizzle's next. Pro will get after that. There we go. That was smooth.
I gave you that.
It only got me the one, my bad.
Uh-huh. You should have it now. Yeah, also, can we fill the BTR channel or somewhere beam some useful add-ons? Not just big wigs and KTM. Something like
we can work on
all
that.
the buffs you have and whatnot.
So we should be using fire pots for gold mag. We need to pop them the second that patrol dies, or a little before it if you're not going to take. So greater fire protection potions on everybody basically on this one.
Do you want me tanking on this or you don't need me?
If you didn't pop it, it's too late, and you need to
I
get
wouldn't
out.
use it now.
Oh, okay.
You
Ultric, he's going to tank him over here where these pillars are.
Okay, alright.
Later we can do strats where you let the dog stay in and you just cleave everything, but this allows people to not be so greedy and run out when their stacks get too high.
I think we are over buffed at this moment.
I know, but I want to practice something else. So who's pet's pulling right now? Alright, Jimmy, just pull for us. Come on, guys, I need you guys to do better than this. So I'm pulling them over to the side. I want to do a tank swap. So Fizzle, when I call for it, I want you to come taunt gold mag, and I'm going to run back to the dogs to drop stacks.
I got real bad news for you. I just put on my DPS set.
Alright, that's fine. Who was that? Oh yeah, Sushi can tank for me. So Sushi, go ahead and come taunt gold mag. and then face him away. So come stand on top of Pro, then Ton, right? They kill Sushi. I'm running out early to drop stacks, and then I'm going to come back in for the end. Probably swapped a little too late, but I think I'll have enough time. I don't have FAP on cooldown. Fuck me. Alright, Pro's.
Some melee need to start dropping stacks.
I'm sure they just all want to stay in for the meteors. Looks like we kept everyone alive, so.
Nice.
Defensive stance and start eating.
Keep healing healers.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, don't run away from your healers. Everyone's still taking damage here. Melee heals did a good job here of keeping everyone alive.
Just for curiosity, what does the damage here specifically?
So the magma splash is a stacking debuff that gets applied to everybody that's close to Gar. No, it's from Gar. So the reason for taking the core hounds or gold, yeah, it's the boss that does it. So the longer you stay close to him, the more of those stacks you get, more damage you take. And then at the end, he starts doing like AoE stomps and shit, and that's why you use the free action. But yeah, the reason that you tank the dogs off to the side is to give melee and even a tank something to do if they're disciplined and run away to reset stacks. So basically, depending on how fast our DPS is, people might need to run away from Gar or Golmag mid-fight and go hit the dogs, let their stacks drop, and then run back in for the end of the fight.
Okay, so it's for like
DPS is good
stuff.
Yeah, if you're good enough, everyone just stays in, and you can just cleave the dogs next to it for the meters. Let's just kill this Firelord up here. By good, it's just consumes, you know, world buffs and gear. This gear is good enough to do a cleave strat next time. World buffs definitely put us over the top. Burn this spawn. Everyone on.
Explain, boss, for pulling
Yeah. So, Domo's a pretty simple fight. You have to kill all of his ads, and then he's defeated. You never actually kill Domo. The ads that you kill first are the Flame Waker Elites. They do an AoE. It's pretty mild, honestly, so you can stack them all up, especially with the gear level and buffs level that we're at. First, or try to move them far enough away, I think, but typically just burn them. So we're going to have 4 sheeps here on the pool. They should be assigned already in the spreadsheet, who's sheeping what target. And then we have our kill priority, Skull X, Square Moon, same as always. That's also the 4 off tanks that are going to be on those mobs. So we lost Mugu. I don't know if we reset off tanks here. Let's see.
Yeah, Colin's on
and Mugu spot, perfect. And Sushi's on, or I have Sushi, Moon, Colin, and Square.
Yeah.
Oh, square. Okay, cool.
Dizzle X, Ultric, Skull. Pros unmarked, which is the boss.
Colin takes Skull, so then I can DPS after it dies. You're worried about threat.
Well, you're gonna have to tank again whenever the healers pop up, but yeah, if you guys want to swap,
that's fine. No, that's fine.
I'd say stick
take square.
Yeah, stick to what's normal. Pretty simple fight. For any tanks that end up tanking Domo, he'll randomly pour someone to the center of that little lava patch in the middle there, and he'll drop threat when he does it, or aggro, excuse me, and run towards someone else. To prevent him from losing you, what you do is you position him pretty much where he's standing, or over off to the side, maybe where X is standing, or not as far away, but that way you'll typically be the one ported to the middle, and he'll have to run through you to get to your team, and you have plenty of time to both hit him with a shield slam, a taunt, etc. So if you position properly as the main tank, Domo's never going to get squirrely and bother anybody else. The off tanks here, you're stacking everybody up. So Skull X, Square Moon, we're going to tank them all 4 together, facing the same direction, cleave them all down. After the 4th Flame Waker dies, all the sheeps are automatically popped on the healers. Give it a second for the tanks to pick up each healer, and once again stack them up. You have to interrupt the heals, so we do have interrupt assignments, I believe, on the document as well. Pretty simple fight. Other than that, if our gear was super garbage, we may be separating the Flame Wakers to mitigate the AoE that they do. But we're so far overtuned, it's going to be no problem leaving all this down.
Did you say we're stacking the Flame Wakers or the healers?
Yes, we're both.
So we're not.
So you stack the Flame Waker. Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Stack all 4 Flame Wakers,
and
kill them, and then stack all 4 healers.
We should only do 2 Flame Wakers at once.
No, we're fine too. We're juiced to shit.
Okay.
This whole time I thought they were flame walkers.
Yeah.
No Flame Waker, even in Hearthstone.
We should be
2
fine.
and 2, you fucking memer.
Yeah,
Quit being stupid.
Alright, you really want to do 2 and 2? Dude, we got so many
They
heals.
can one shot like the whole.
Alright, Skull and X are stacking to the left, and Square and Moon are stacking to the right. Change of plans. We can still stack all 4 of the healers, but we're doing 2 and 2 for the Flame Wakers. Skull and X are kill priority. Off to the left. Square and Moon. Right. Alright, Pallet Pull, we're ready.
Holy in 3,
Big
2,
sheeps.
1.
Do not break these sheeps on the pull, guys. Discipline on the pull is necessary here. I need a Dispel or a Freedom on Pro sometimes.
The fuck?
That was Domo getting away from me. Sometimes you get an
Watch Diamond. I was sheep and Diamond.
You get a taunt resist on Domo. Sometimes he can get away from you and you can't intercept.
Alright, Spizzle has triangle.
You can Sapper here too.
KGT.
We have a healer 2 go out.
Ow.
So Blast Wave, movement reduced by 50%. Can I get freedoms on that?
Yeah, you just call it because I can't tell when you have.
Yeah,
Yeah, right now you're still slow.
Yeah.
You're still slow with it on.
Okay, so it doesn't remove it. I'm
No,
not
it
sure
doesn't,
what
I
does,
guess.
if anything.
Yeah, I guarantee you every time you called for it.
Yeah, I was watching the debuff too, and I kept throwing it on there, but it didn't make a difference.
Okay. Yeah, the hard part is like if you're trying to get the early positioning, you get an early blast wave, and he does a teleport, and he went over there and 8 ganker, I think, is
Hell
I
yeah.
can't get him back. And then you get in an awkward distance where like I can't intercept because I'm chasing him.
I wasn't,
and then
I wasn't looking at him either.
Help, res.
Yeah, I need a couple res before we all run to rag.
Thank God
Someone's
I
up there resing. I got res.
So after we kill rag, I want us to take like a 5-minute break, and we'll TP everyone to Ani and knock a quick Ani kill. It's important we practice that fight. We'll call it a night. Depending on the energy level, we may do the stream review tonight, but I prefer to probably wait until another night this week. We'll schedule it. If we're going to be critical, we can watch our stream and call out some obvious mistakes or some more subtle ones that weren't obvious as we ran the instance.
Res, please.
Overall comfort pulling here. Comfort, just, you know, where you can stand and can't stand as we do some of these skips. Might
Hey
need-
Lauren, did you get a res?
Hey Idra, do you mind picking those guys up on the GM account if our healers are taking too long to find them?
Peace, hey Lord.
Right.
I think they're getting healed. They're getting rested. It's just Haylord.
Touch what you can't afford.
It's just Halo.
Yeah, even during the fight, I tried to buff you and you were too far.
But yeah, I didn't know if Freedom did anything on that boss wave. I don't think it does. So
Yeah, I guarantee
pretty
you
sure
every
just-
time. So if you
Yeah.
felt slow the whole time, then it wasn't working.
Hey Pro, when do you think we'll do BWL?
It's a good question, honestly. I'd like to be doing cleaner
get
MCs
wrecked.
before we
Get
jumped
wrecked.
into BWL.
Game over.
But I also,
when you've mastered MC.
if we do a sub 1 hour MC next week, we could do BWL the week after.
Are we doing
Basically,
Monday?
we're not going to explore. I don't know. We'll check schedules and see what works best Monday or Tuesday. But as long as Monday's considered a core raid night, we might alternate it into it while we do these PTR. Alright, let's stack for the Surger up here. We can all move up a little more. Thank you for waiting here. So yeah, ideally a disciplined group, if we're not super hardcore speedrunning, you get around this corner, wait a little bit for more people to catch up before you just aggro the Surger. Otherwise you have an endless stream of people running into the Surger. And let's stop right here where Star is. We can let the Surger patrol back to us. We can stack up. Because look how spread out we are behind us now. Someone aggroes, it's just going to be a bunch of charges in a row. So stack on the Surger.
Who shadow melted over there?
I don't see a reason to do BWO until they release it. Like,
I would like to do one before we start. I mean, some people haven't seen it. Some people want to brush up on strats, but honestly, it doesn't really matter because yeah, we'll have 6+ months at least, maybe 9 months after release before it be phase 3.
We should go.
Even if it's a phase every 2 months, it's going to be 6 months before BWO.
Could it be something that we do once Classic's already?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, we'll PTR before instance releases of new content just to make sure we're ready to clear it.
I'm pretty sure it'll be 6 months. 2 months for the first one, 4 for the.
So for those that plays with us on private servers, I'd say the biggest, the first fundamental improvement that we should be making is clearing all raid content the first week it comes out, even when Nax drops. Like we're experienced enough players to make that happen.
Coming on.
We can also find out that
somehow every week this fucking thing surprises us. I don't understand.
This is your rag rage mob, by the way. Better make that explanation fast.
Well, we all know how to kill the rag, so should be easy enough. We don't have seating assignments. We don't have seating charts here, so everyone's spreading out. If you're mana, you cannot be near.
I made you a seating chart, you memer.
Yeah, we're not using it. So everyone buff real quick here before we spread out. Buff where we just killed the. Most people aren't going to have much rage. It's not a huge hiccup. Tanks are going to be Ulthric and Pro-Blazer. Idra, I'll need you to give me a Uber's buff. I'll tell you the spell ID.
Let me check. Oh, do you know that?
Tell me when, I can tell you.
Yeah, I have the GM over here.
15123. So it's .cast space 15123. Just Pro-Blazer and Ulfric are the only two who need it.
Okay, repeat the number please.
It is 15123.
If you're a healer on this fight and you're tank healing, you need to be spread from the other healers.
Wait, no, I don't. Am I telling you the wrong one?
On the wall or back.
So yeah, basically everyone, all the casters stack spread around the boss because we didn't get the fireball. I see too many healers stacked up where Star Fox and Rash and Ajax and Tiki are. I guess you can do pair.
Star Fox, back up against this wall behind you.
It's not so. Basically, you either find a partner and stand right on them, or you space out a good 10 yards between each.
It's like 12 yards, guys. It's long.
It's easiest to just do pairs.
Yeah, pair gives everyone a little bit more room to space out.
Tank healers, you want to use this cave, like this little wall on the back, because then sometimes you'll just get knocked up again.
If a tank does get knocked back, though, I'm going to land on top of that, and then it'll trigger a fireball when I jump down if there's a mana user near it. So I like there to be a clear path from me getting knocked back straight to this spot over here. We used to have that issue where I get knocked up here, jump down, and then trigger a fireball because I'm standing next to a healer. So I'll check. I'm only at 265 still.
Let me see again. Maybe I was out of range.
Where do you need me to stand, Pro?
So tank spots here, right where the magma clips. You can stand back here, basically outside of the knockback. I used to like Rage Ma and I do like right here, just over exaggerate. And if I get knocked back, you just run up here and taunting. But the exact spot you stand on is this little break in the lob. That way it controls where you get knocked up onto the cliff. So I show 35 seconds until combat. I think I'm wrong. Yeah, I think it's
now. Guys, if there's someone near you, just stack on them. Stack in twos.
So the biggest danger on Ragnaros is if a melee user standing next to a mana user, it'll trigger a fireball that fucks everybody up.
Yeah,
So
no
like feral,
melee.
tanks, stuff like that, you have to be off to the side. If anyone gets fireballed near the melee group, it is ultimate priority to get away from them. Besides that, melee just has to run out for the knockbacks. In full fire resist, should not get knocked back very often.
Combat
Yeah, I got it, I think. It's a 75% chance to resist the knockbacks if you're in fire FR cap at 315. So odds are it's a one-tank fight. In classic, you can even intercept in the air back to rag, so it's a true one-tank fight.
Whirlwind does not work from that far away. You'll notice it does no damage. So don't.
Also, since you're not even whirlwinding, standing max range is important. Pros out, Ulfric's in.
Alright, all you dumb melee are gonna get blasted by rag.
Is knockback a cast timer or something?
Yeah, we have timers on it. We should have called it.
Oh, I have the timer.
5 seconds.
7. Melee
Yeah,
out.
it has like a 0.5 cast. When it does it.
Ulfric's
tank.
out. Pro Blazers.
Okay, when you go in without the tank, you eat dirt.
Yeah, if there's a knockback and the tank hasn't ran up yet, there's a window there where you gotta be careful.
Mark back.
Kami, go stack on somewhere. You're gonna chain everyone here. Literally all 5 groups.
Pro resisted. Yeah, so did we get a melee or a mana user just made it into the melee group? Is that,
Yep.
who was it?
I didn't see. Doesn't matter.
We'll see it on
It
the
was
stream.
whoever was behind us.
So yeah, you get knocked into the melee group, it's your fault basically, because you were positioned too close to them where a fireball was able to knock you into them. And then if you even got close, it's your responsibility to get the fuck away from them. We should not be sitting here calling every knockback and stuff. You guys need add-ons and you have to understand the
Knockback
fight.
happened, bro.
No, sorry. If you swing your camera out to the side, you can see me if I move or not.
Knockback in 5. Knockback in 3, 2,
Pussy.
1.
Stay in.
Hell no. Did we still beat the Suns with that many dead? Jeez.
I mean, half of the raid is only / strength for buff, so.
I don't think we had enough healer behind the melee. I don't know, they were out of range for me.
Yeah, it was a very sloppy rag kill, especially considering our buff and gear limit.
Hey,
seating chart's gonna help.
There's this brilliant idea called the seating chart, and
Yeah.
there was one made for you. You should probably.
Yeah, I didn't see it before we started raid. Would have implemented it if I saw it was done. So next week, now that we've seen the strats, this was a very sloppy night. I want to actually put our tryhard hats on and try to do a no-wipe speed run, basically, the way we should be doing it. We'll be doing a lot less explanation. It'll be a pretty intense, quick pace. We're going to expect crisp play. I think a lot of times it's a little bit of feedback loop between taking a casual approach and kind of goofing around, and then one person makes a mistake and it tends to let everyone's guard down, and you find more people start making mistakes after that. I probably started us off wrong with the Lucy wipe, so it's on me. But we'll try to be a little bit more serious and put some focus together and have fun with a real speed run next week.
Alright, we heard the message. Then they can Johnny.
We can chill here for a little bit, yeah, a 5-minute break or so, then we're going to knock out an Ani before the night's over. We'll explain Ani when we get
We're
there.
gonna put our necklace on to be able to get forward.
Yeah, if you have 2 Hearthback and buy a neck, I think it's on the Warrior vendor.
Just
Yeah,
has
you
to be
can
in
find
your
it on the neck.
inventory, I believe.
Yeah, it's just in your inventory is all that matters. And then the GM can port us into Nixia's lair when that's all ready. You can actually just use the, there's a teleport guy in the castle, right when you walk into the center castle on GM Island. He'll teleport you to Ani's lair too. Just make sure you get the neck. So yeah, quick break. I'll be back in 5 or so. We'll knock out an Ani kill and then kind of discuss where we can improve here.